Last summer, I was looking for something new to do for exercise. I talked about in my first speech that I'm a runner, but with anything, you start to get burned out, so I was looking for something new. Luckily, at the time, my best friend had started indoor rock climbing at Earth Treks in Columbia, and she convinced me to come along with her, even though I was skeptical, and I ended up falling in love with it. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about three things: the three types of indoor rock climbing, the risks, and why anyone can be a rock climber. To start, there are three types of indoor rock climbing. There's bouldering, top roping, and lead climbing. So I'm primarily a boulderer. So with bouldering, the walls are typically about 12 to 18 feet high, and you don't need any equipment except for a crash pad because you don't wear a harness when you're climbing. So the crash pads go underneath every section of wall, and they're designed to absorb the force of the fall if you accidentally fall or if you want to jump from the top of the wall. On each section of wall, there's different routes marked, and they're marked with different colored tape so that you don't cross over each other mid-climb, and the tape indicates what level the route is set at. It goes from V intro to V14. Bouldering is something that both new and experienced climbers like to use because it's a way to build strength and technique without having to be really high up on the wall or deal with harness in it or any of that. It's actually become so popular that a 2011 New York Times article said that it's being considered for the 2020 Olympics. The next type of climbing is top roping. Top roping is what people usually think about when they think of climbing. It involves a harness, a rope, and a carabiner. So this is what a carabiner looks like. It's usually people use them for their keys if they buy them at Home Depot, but this, when you're top roping, is bolted to the ceiling of the gym. And a rope goes through it, and it creates a type of pulley system. You need two people when you're top roping. You need the belayer and the climber on the wall. The walls are typically 30 to 60 feet high with the different routes, just like in bouldering, they're marked with different color tape. The belayer has to be trained in order to belay someone because if the climber falls or wants to come down, they have to use a belaying device, which is like a handbrake, so that they can slow the rate of descent or they can help them rappel. The last type of climbing is lead climbing. Lead climbing is what people use when they want to graduate to outdoor climbing. It requires experience from both the climber and the belayer because the rope is fed from below the climber instead of from above. So the climber climbs up the wall, and there's carabiners, these things, bolted onto the wall, and they clip in every few feet. So the carabiners are like every 5